to love.
For instance, so the young
Coats of arms.
Good?
Testing. Mrs. Hoffman and Mrs. Weinberg. Good evening. Welcome to Keewahdin School's open house and dedication. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you tonight our staff for the 1991-92 school year. Teachers, as I call your names, would you please stand? Parents, could we hold the applause until we are all finished? Young Fives, Mrs. Welch. Kindergarten, Mrs. Weersma and Mrs. Shargot. First grade, Mrs. Van Trusenberg, Mrs. Howard, Mrs. Strauss, and Mrs. Kunji. Second grade, Mrs. Summer, Mrs. Ellis, Mrs. Stein, and Mrs. McKenzie. Third grade, Mrs. Richard, Mrs. Duman, Mrs. Bates, and Mrs. Palmatier. Fourth grade, Mrs. Case, Mrs. Cameron, and Mrs. Kish. Fifth grade, Mrs. Burnell, Mrs. Bridge, and Mrs. Barrett. And Mrs. Barrett has had a sub for the past few weeks, Mrs. Deslover. Our special education teachers, Mrs. Shaw and Mrs. Bishop. Our Article 3 teacher, Mrs. Sweeney. Our phys ed instructor, Mr. Knott. Our art instructor, Ms. McQuiston. Our music instructor, Mr. Rambaum. And our speech therapist, Mrs. Mann. Thank you for coming. Parents, could we have a nice hand for all our staff members this year? Parents, I truly believe we have one of the best staffs in the district. Our school is blessed to have such talented and wonderful teachers. In June of 1990, our community passed a millage and bond issue. In November of that year, we had a groundbreaking ceremony, and in just 11 months, our addition is completed. I think that is miraculous. We have such a nice addition, wonderful. Part of it is our new gymnasium, of which you are currently in. Some of the other additions that we have had with the bond issue, we have 6 new classrooms. We have an additional parking lot. We have new windows in our existing building. The 2 portables that we had that were out and back have been removed. Our library is back to its original size 6 years ago. All of this could not have been possible without the support and effort of you, our parents. We thank you for making this a reality. At this time, I would like to introduce some special guests who would like to share this celebration. Representing the students, Robbie Carson, Student Council President. Representing the staff, the most senior teacher in the building, Mrs. Carol Welch. Our 2 extraordinary PTA co-presidents, Mrs. Linnell Weinberg and Mrs. Catherine Hoffman. Representing the school district, Mr. William Kimball, Assistant Superintendent for Instruction and Administration. Representing the Board of Education, Mr. James Ralkin, Trustee. Representing Fort Gratiot Township, Trustee, Mrs. Madeline McCarthy. At this time, I'd also like to acknowledge another board member in the audience. Mr. Andrews, would you please stand? I have asked Robbie if he had a speech for us tonight. Earlier this morning, he showed it to me. It was about an hour and a half long. I asked him to cut it down, so he has done that. And at this time, I'd like to ask Robbie to come up and say a few words.
Hi, I'm Robbie Carson. I'm proud that our school was able to get a new auditorium and new classrooms this year. I have enjoyed our new gym and look forward to the use of it at my last year at Keewahdin. I know the other students will enjoy it also. I'd like to thank all of you for your support for helping us accomplish this. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to ask Mrs. McCarthy to come up and say a few words on behalf of Fort Gratiot Township.
Fort Gratiot Township is the fastest growing community in St. Clair County. Last year, our building department issued 65 building permits for residential homes. This year so far, we've already issued another 76 building permits for new homes. Some of you may be living in one of those new homes. We are very grateful for the Port Huron area school districts to be aware of this tremendous growth that is taking place and to put the millage before the people, the bond issue, and we are very grateful for the support. The voting record shows that Fort Gratiot residents are always very supportive of millage issues and this bond issue. I'm sure we'll all enjoy this school and these facilities. Thank you for your support.
At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Ralkin, School Board Trustee, to come up and say a few words to the audience.
Thank you, Jack. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and special guests. I really would like to, first of all, address the taxpayers. You know, there are many taxpayers who are not parents. They might be individuals out in the community that just pass by the school and have no connection whatsoever. And there are many of them out there that we should also remember tonight as we're thinking about this wonderful celebration and thank them every time we have an opportunity. It takes a lot of money to provide the types of facilities that we want for our young people. We want the very best, and I believe we have the very best, not only in our facilities that we're dedicating here tonight, but the very best staff and the very best resources. But we need to keep that alive every day, and we should never fail to thank those who make it possible. So I hope that you will join me and our entire Board of Education in the weeks and months ahead to keep that type of appreciation noticeable and recognized. And to our young people, this is your building. It's your opportunity, a place for you to learn and to grow, and I challenge you to do that every single day that you arrive here to go to work. This is a wonderful facility. I congratulate all of you here tonight, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
Mrs. Welch, Robbie, would you help me cut the ribbon at this time? Without the support of Keewahdin parents, this facility would not be possible. Again, on behalf of the students, staff, PTA, administration, thank you for passing the millage and bond issue. What I would like to do now is ask the teachers to go to your classrooms. Parents, we have a short PTA meeting that we would like to have right now.